Ukraine destroys Russia's $30 million drone arsenal after Ghost and Shark stealth operation. Today at 4 a.m., a $30 million depot burned as the facility collapsed over the outskirts of Donetsk, as Russia's Rubicon drone depot collapsed into molten ruin. What began as a routine night for the Russian garrison turned into a total operational amputation. 500 drones, armored transports, electronic warfare stations, and an entire command staff erased in seconds. After Ghost and Shark stealth operation, the strike was not luck. It was a deliberate Ukrainian doctrine built on deception, saturation, and a single 231-pound precision drone known only as the Shark. And to understand how 100 tiny ghosts opened the door for one devastating predator, the story must begin 16 minutes earlier. At 3:44 a.m., deep behind Ukrainian lines, the FP2 strike drone, designated the Shark, began its terrain-hugging transit toward the Russian depot. The aircraft maintained a steady 90 miles per hour while flying 80 feet above ground level, minimizing its radar visibility and blending with the surrounding contours. It carried a 230 1LB shaped charge warhead intended for hardened structures, and its design emphasized quiet propulsion and low electronic signature. The plan relied on the Shark reaching the depot only after the Russian defensive network was saturated, disrupted, and misdirected by smaller drones. At 3:53 a.m., the preparatory phase activated. From concealed positions distributed across the front line, 100 Winter Ghost FPV drones rose simultaneously. Each quadcopter was capable of speeds near 130 miles per hour and carried a 2-pound shaped charge. The wave targeted armored transports, EW sites, radar operators area, and the command bunker of the defensive system. The goal was to degrade the depot's coordination capability before the primary strike occurred. The depot's defenses were extensive. At a distance of 2.5 miles from the perimeter, a Pantsir S-1 short-range air defense unit was positioned. Farther back, at approximately 6 miles, a Tor M2 air defense system provided radar-guided missile support capable of engaging small, fast-moving objects. Surrounding the compound, 3 electronic warfare stations, the R330 Zhizhitel and R330 Sanstora, projected broadband interference. On multiple rooftops, 6 ZO Oko-23, 2 twin autocannons formed the final layer of kinetic protection. The depot itself was enclosed by steel mesh netting, reinforcing its defenses against overhead detonations. At 3:58 a.m., the first contact occurred. The Pantsir's radar console registered a series of abrupt red returns. 35 Winter Ghost drones had crossed the 2.5-mile engagement ring. The Pantsir's automated threat response aligned instantly. Together, the guns produced 5,000 rounds per minute of high-explosive fragmentation shells. The airspace in front of the system transformed into a dense lattice of tungsten shrapnel. Within seconds, 24 of the 35 drones were destroyed. The remaining 11 continued forward. The lull lasted only moments. 40 more Winter Ghost drones entered the airspace, merging with the initial 11. 6 miles to the rear, the Tor M2 commander initiated missile launch procedures. 4 9M331 missiles ascended. Simultaneously, the depot's electronic warfare systems increased output to maximum capacity. Wideband jamming saturated the spectrum, control signals degraded, and the incoming drones, designed for low-cost saturation over precision, were forced into autonomous or degraded mode flight. The Tor M2's missiles intercepted multiple targets. Russian internal communications recorded an estimated 31 additional drone losses. Russian operators interpreted the reduced volume of incoming drones as a sign of operational failure. That assessment changed abruptly. Another 25 inbound signatures appeared on the Tor M2's radar. The operator attempted to initiate another intercept, only to find the remaining missile tubes empty. The Pantsir S-1 remained in its reload cycle, temporarily incapable of additional fire missions. 6 Zu-27 ZU-23-2 systems opened fire. Their 23mm rounds produced thick patterns of luminous tracers across the approach corridor. Under these conditions, Winter Ghost drones continued to fall. Reports from the Russian command network indicated declining drone activity. 7 drones appeared to remain. Their motion signatures suggested damage, drifting lightly above the terrain as if lacking clear control. The Russian officer in charge issued a ceasefire order, believing the threat had dissipated. For 7 seconds, the depot's defensive guns were silent. During this 7-second pause, the remaining drones reconfigured, their flight paths sharpened and separated into designated attack vectors. The sudden shift in behavior generated confusion among Russian personnel. 3 drones initiated a steep climb, modifying their electronic signature to resemble a single larger UAV. The depot's automated Lancet launchers registered this false signature and dispatched 3 Lancet strike drones toward the perceived threat. All 3 Lancets detonated prematurely due to their proximity fuses, creating visible flashes above the depot as Russian drones destroyed one another. The remaining 4 Winter Ghost drones moved toward their assigned objectives. 2 conducted direct diversionary runs at the ZU-23-2 autocannons. A 3rd drone used that window. Traveling at low altitude and high speed, it advanced toward a KAMAZ transport vehicle loaded with FPV drones. Its shaped charge detonated, igniting the vehicle's cargo. The resulting explosion triggered a chain reaction among the drones stored inside. The 4th Winter Ghost aimed for a fuel tanker positioned near the warehouse. It was struck by rooftop fire, but its lithium battery ignited as it fell. Flame and debris landed onto a pool of spilled diesel fuel near the tanker, generating a larger secondary explosion. Behind this smokescreen, the FP-2 Shark advanced. The aircraft maintained a low profile, shielded from radar by terrain and visually obscured by the burning compound. At a distance of approximately 400 yards, the drone accelerated to 120 miles per hour, with the Russian systems either reloading, empty, elevated, or compromised by smoke. Inside the hardened command bunker, the Russian commander monitored multiple camera feeds showing burning vehicles, smoke plumes, and disrupted defensive zones. Assessing the attack as concluded, he prepared to issue an all-clear message. Before transmitting, a dark silhouette moved across one of the external feeds. The FP-2 Shark made contact with the bunker roof at 120 miles per hour. The shaped charge warhead detonated on impact. Its explosive lens focused the blast into a molten copper jet, traveling at approximately 17,000 miles per hour. The jet penetrated 3 feet of reinforced concrete, cutting through structural layers within microseconds. The command center below was destroyed instantly, and the shockwave collapsed internal floors. The blast propagated downward into the drone storage bay, where approximately 500 Russian drones, including Lancets and Molas, were stored with their warheads attached. These warheads detonated nearly simultaneously. The combined energy release produced a concentrated fireball that vaporized structural components. Steel supports melted. Concrete surfaces disintegrated. A shockwave expanded outward visibly across the outskirts of Donetsk. By exactly 4 a.m., the Rubicon depot ceased functioning in any capacity. The strike resulted in the removal of the entire Rubicon unit from operational deployment. Analysts assessed Russian material losses at approximately $30 million, including drones, transport vehicles, electronic warfare systems. The event also created a temporary window of reduced drone threat over the surrounding sector. With the depot eliminated, Russian top-down strike activity in the area would likely decline for 2 to 3 weeks. Operationally, the event demonstrated a deliberate Ukrainian doctrine. The sequence: large-scale FPV saturation, targeted disruption of defensive systems, induced friendly fire events, and final penetration by a heavy precision drone represented a repeatable model. Strategically, the consequences extended beyond the depot. Russian air defense planners faced a significant allocation dilemma. The loss of the Rubicon facility indicated that failing to protect rear infrastructure could result in substantial operational degradation. As the smoke settled, Ukraine's tactical achievement raised a broader strategic question. With the Ghost and Shark doctrine now validated, analysts considered where it would next be applied. The strike not only produced $30 million in losses, but also shifted control over the operational board. Observers debated which asset might next fall under threat: critical crossings leading into Crimea or deeper strategic nodes further inside Russian territory. What do you think? Share your thoughts with us.